What is up, guys? So in this video we are going to go ahead and develop that design forum website that we just designed in the previous video. We did a speed design, and you probably just watched it and then came to this video because I'm releasing them almost at the same time. So anyways, what we're going to do today is we're just going to go through and develop this out real quick. We are going to use Jekyll because it's a very simple website, and I want to use Sass instead of CSS, and I want to use auto prefixer. And I don't know if we're going to turn this into a full-on website in the near future. I think we might. We kind of briefly spoke about that, so I think this is the best option for now. And then I can always take the generated code and put that into something else and, build it somewhere else if need be. So anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, and let's go on and get this website developed. What is up, y'all? So I've got our design open here just so we can look back and reference this a little bit, as we go on through this development. But I'm just going to say right up front right now, this is going to be a very raw video, and I do expect it to be a couple hours long. But you already know that because you probably already saw the timestamp to this video. Anyways, there's a couple assets that we are going to need, and those assets are these images right here. So we're just going to export this favicon, this Apple Touch icon, and this open graph image real quick. Let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to put this on the desktop for now. So this is going to be favicon I'm not going to do .png. It's going to be a PNG. Just throw that right on the desk real quick. Then we got the Apple Touch icon. And we're going to go Apple dash icon. I think that's all I want to do to it. So we'll put that right on the desktop, and then we're going to need the open graph tag. So I'm going to export this and write OG image. I'm sorry, it's not a tag. It's an open graph image. So I'm just going to write OG image, and it will be a PNG as well. And then we are also going to need this photo. So let me pull up my Finder, and if I can find my Finder, yeah, there we go. We can go into where is this going to be? We can go find the document. I think it's in here. Design forum. Well, by document, I do mean the image. Here we go. All right, so which one of these is it going to be? It's going to be the black and white JPEG. I'll copy this to the desktop, and let me just minimize this for a moment, and paste it. Where'd it go? I think it's on my other screen. Yeah. All right, so we got it on my other screen. Let's open these back up. There we go. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and give this a title of hero, because that's essentially what it's going to be. So it's going to be hero.jpg. So those are our 4 images. Those are really pretty much the only 4 assets we're going to be needing right now. So we need to go ahead and we need to open up the terminal, and we need to create a new project. Let me just bump the font size up real quick. There we go. And don't need that window. So I'm going to CD into the desktop, and we are going to write, we already have Jekyll installed, and that would just be gem install Jekyll bundler if you didn't have it installed already. But since it's installed, we're going to go ahead and create a new project. So that's just going to be Jekyll new, and then we'll give it the name. So I'm going to call it Design Forum. Run that, and then here it is on my other screen. Again, right there is the Design Forum. So it's running the bundle install. Give it my password to install the gems. Okay, password again. I suppose you could have run sudo Jekyll and then new my whatever you want to name the site, and that probably would have worked as well. All right, so now that we've got it installed, let's go ahead and cd into the folder design forum, and then we're going to start this up. So it's just going to be bundle bundle, I can't type, exec Jekyll serve. I'm just going to do watch and base URL. Run that, and then now let's pull up Safari and let's go into it and take a look and see if it's running. All right, it is running, so cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull this into Atom so we can start making some changes. All right, there we go. Got it open. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna start changing some of this stuff right now. I'm just gonna delete this text. I don't really need it. Title will be design forum. Got the email right here. Design forum. Yeah, that's right. The description. Okay, so the description, I'm actually going to use their mission statement. So I can just come here and copy this. So simple mission statement. And then I'm actually going to create another variable here, and it's going to be the same value, but I'm adding it just in case I ever want to separate the description and the mission statement, because the description I'm going to use for the description of the website and the meta tags, but then the mission is what we're going to use. This variable is the one we're going to use on the actual landing page in case we ever want to change it. So the base URL, we will leave how it is. I'm going to get rid of that because I'm going to make my own. The URL, well, not the URL. No, yeah, we need to add this URL. So I got the domain all already ready to be used on this once we get this developed. So that's the domain that we're going to be using. And I'm going to say enforce SSL, and then write design forum. Whoops. US. All right, so I'm gonna add a new little bit of variables here for social accounts, and I'm gonna do Instagram username, and this is just gonna be design forum US, and then we're gonna have a Twitter username, again, design forum US. I messed this up. All right, and then I'm gonna have one more, and it's gonna be Facebook username, and then again, it's the same username for each of these, just like that. Next, I want to also add the URLs for each of these. So I'm going to copy this down. Let's change this to URL. And then it's going to be HTTPS for all of them. And here, this is going to change a little bit. So for Instagram.com /design forum US. And then Twitter is twitter.com /that. I'll just. And then now we've got Facebook, and Facebook will be just like that. Cool. All right, so we've got those. Now we want to change a couple things down here in the build settings. I want to get rid of the minima theme. We don't need that. However, I am going to add the auto prefixer, Jekyll auto prefixer. And then we're going to set up Sass real quick. I don't need that. Sass directory is going to be underscore Sass, and then the style is going to be compressed, and that should about do it for the config.yaml file. I'm just going to remove the rest of these little things. That's fine. Another thing we're going to need to do, though, is we need to go to the gem file and change a couple things here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this. This is the default theme for new Jekyll sites. I'm going to delete that comment as well. Don't need it. And then down here, inside of here, we're going to add gem Jekyll auto prefixer, just like that, and that's it. Let's go back and stop the server and then restart it. Let's see. Yes, I know that none of that stuff exists anymore. Okay, so if we pull this up, all right, it's different. But I think that's what we need. So we can go ahead and delete this post folder. We don't need that. I don't need this. We can go ahead and delete the 404, delete the about MD, delete that, and then let's just see real quick if there's anything still missing. No. So if we go back now, there should be just this right here showing the feed in the parent directory. So cool. All right, now we got this done, got this out of the way. We need to go ahead and start working on this. So we're gonna do the layouts first. Let me pull this back up. We're gonna add a new folder. This is gonna be underscore layouts. Then we need a file, and that's just going to be default.html. Doc type HTML. All right, and then inside of here, this is where we're gonna add the content. And then we're about to create an include, so I know what I'm gonna call it already. So let's set up this include, head.html, ampersand sign. Now we need to go ahead and create, not a file, a folder. That will be underscore includes. All right, cool. That's looking right. Let's go ahead. Includes file head.html. Alrighty, so here we can go ahead and we're gonna take a little bit of time and set some of these meta tags up. Whoops. All right, let's get the viewport meta. Well, all right, that should be good for that. Let's go ahead and add that description. Content. All right, so here the content is going to equal our variable that we set up, page.description, and then close that. Let's just make sure everything's loading right. Oh, we didn't add a index page yet. That's fine. Okay. Next we can go ahead and we'll do the title. We're gonna pull from the variable we had set up as well. All right. Now let's go ahead. We're gonna do the favicon because we know where that's gonna be and what it's gonna be. So we're just gonna do site.base URL / favicon.png. All right, that'll work. Let's see if we go to the terminal and start this. Let's see if it tells us our favicons missing again. Sorry, no, it's not. I forgot again. We didn't add the index page. Let's go ahead and just add this index page for a moment, so I don't keep forgetting. It's just going to be index.html. It's going to be layout of default, and we'll just go with that for a moment. Again, this needs to go in here. There we go. Okay. Finally got that out of the way. All right, now we're seeing all this stuff. Cool. So that's that. It's not found. Obviously, we haven't added it yet. There. So now we're getting that arrow. So I'm gonna close this stuff for a moment. Open this, and let's just drag and drop this into here. Come back to Safari. Refresh it. Let's see. Are we getting this? Yes, we are. There is the image. Okay, cool. Now we can move on a little bit. Next, I want to go ahead and we're going to add the Apple Touch icon. So let's copy most of this, except here we're going to change this to what we call the file Apple icon, PNG, it's fine. And then this is going to be Apple Touch icon. And we don't need that. All right, there we go. Another thing I want to set up, we're going to set up the canonical link. So just like this. is going to be site dot URL, and then it's going to be page dot, oops, where's the other curly brace? Page dot URL. And that's going to make this so that wherever you are throughout the website, although this one's only going to have one page in the meantime, it's always going to match the page that you're on. And then in the future, if we ever needed to actually point the canonical link to a different website or a different page somewhere else, we could set up a variable or in the front matter of any of the pages and make this link pull from that. Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna need to link to some CSS that we haven't created yet. So link relative, whoops, style sheets and type. And the only reason I know where this is already is because I typically use the same file structure throughout everything when I'm working on a project. All right, let's go ahead and we need to set up our Sass structure real quick. New folder, this will be underscore Sass. In here, we are going to have a new folder of 0-base. We're going to have another new folder of 1-modules, and then another folder of 2. Whoops, not there. It needs to be in Sass. Another folder of 2-layouts. And then in here we need a file called main.sass. All right, I'm just going to close some of these out. We don't need them right this second. And then inside here, we're going to have a couple directory files in each of these folders. So here we're going to have dir for directory base Sass. I'm going to make those similar files for each of these. All right. Now we need to call those and import those directories into this folder. This is a little time consuming right now, and again, I know this is overkill for this project, but I just want to be prepared because this is I like projects like this, and I want to be ready for the future if we ever decide to make changes and add a lot more to this. I just want to be ready and be prepared to make those very quickly, because I mean the turnaround time for this project was already very small. So oops, this isn't going to be module. This is going to be layouts. So I just want to be prepared for everything. It's a noisy car. All right, that's looking good. All right, now we can go ahead and just set up our assets structure real quick. And this is going to be super simple as well. So for this inside here, we can close this for a moment. We're going to add a new folder called assets. We're going to add 2 folders inside of here. One is going to be images, and I'm just going to title it img. And the other one is going to be CSS. And then inside of the CSS, we need to add a file, and this is going to be styles Sass, and yeah, it's not going to be CSS because this is going to when Jekyll runs, because this is not inside of an underscore folder, it's actually going to take this and compile it into CSS. So we need to go ahead and run this Jekyll here. We'll add that front matter so that it does run through it. And then we're just going to need to import our main Sass file, and that should compile everything for us. And then we have our image folder, and let me just close this. And we are going to go ahead and, well, first of all, I need to drop the Apple icon into the root, and then we'll go to Assets, Images, and we'll drop these two on in there. All right, so now we got all of our assets in. Cool. So let's see, what else can we start doing? I think we can go ahead and actually just, get started on a little bit of HTML. This isn't going to be super complex or anything, so let's see how this goes. We'll start here. Let me look at the design real quick. All right, so we're gonna have a container over here for this and a container over here for this, but we're actually going to reverse the order of these in the HTML. So it's not going to be this first and then this. It's going to be this and then this, because I keep saying this a lot. I want this side to load first before we start loading in the image. In case of a slow connection, I just want this to be as quick as possible, and I want it to display the information as quickly as possible as well. So let's come back over here. We already got the layout set up, so that's good. So let's go ahead. We're going to add a div. And I'm going to try and I'm going to try and not talk so much in this video, just because I think I'm going to lose my voice if I keep talking. I've had a crazy week at work the past couple of days with meetings, man. I've been leading a couple meetings, and I've been talking for like 5 hours straight. So I almost lost my voice yesterday, and then, another 3-hour meeting last night. That was great. So anyways, with that said and out of the way, let's go ahead and just work on doing this and not talking. I kind of like giving really specific classes sometimes. It just helps me remember what I'm doing a little bit. And then let's see. We need to go ahead and add that, well, first let me just close each of these off so I don't forget. We need to go ahead and we need to add the SVG in there. So that's something, actually we have that in the Finder. It's over here. I still think we have it. Did I separate this? I don't think I did. All right, I'll just export this from XD then. Let's go here. All right. Export as SVG to desktop. Now let's pull that back up. And open this in Atom. So I can just grab the code from it right here. Cool. I think that's gonna work well. And we'll just put that in right here. Do I need to do anything? I don't think I need to do anything. Let's see how this is showing up right now. It should be stretching across the entire browser, I believe. Or it shouldn't be showing up at all. All right. Why is assets CSS styles.css? All right, let's take a look at all this code. What I do wrong. Styles.sass. Is it just because of that? Yep, that was it. Okay. So little side note, don't accidentally nest your imports. Otherwise it won't work. Let's pull that up again. Just take a look. All right, so that's what we got going on there. Now we can go ahead and we can add a couple of other things in here. We're going to want to add an H4. I think that's a good starting point for our mission, is it? I think it's, yeah, it's the logo and then it's the mission. So we'll add our site.mission. That's good. We got an HR, and then we're gonna list out these social media in an unordered list like this. And then we'll just style this later. So li. Let's just make this a little quicker and write all three at the same time. And then inside of here, we are going to need href equals, whoops, site dot Instagram URL, and we will change those in just a moment. I just want to finish writing all the stuff that's going to be identical. That's it for now. We'll add the icons and a little. I don't need them just yet. But let's go ahead and let's change this to Twitter. This can be changed to Facebook. Yeah, so we got that, and that is everything I need here. I think the next thing is just the input form. Yeah. So I'm gonna just go grab that input form real quick from MailChimp. You can find it in their input forms. You can set it up custom. You can get it raw with just like naked without any styling to it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that and go grab the HTML, but I'm not gonna show you because I don't want to show anything I shouldn't be showing inside of that account. So let me just go grab that. All right, so I just grabbed that right now. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to paste it in. All right, so that's our form. Let me just go back here, refresh. All right, so here you see this is the mission, this is the HR, this is the each of the social icon links that don't exist yet, and then that is the input form for the signing of up. All right. Close, and then inside here we're going to add another div with the class of side, and then close that off. And then in here, I don't want to add, I mean, this is going to be the image, but I'm not going to use the HTML image element. I'm just going to use a div just because I find it easier to make images responsive by using it as a background image. So I'm going to do landing page image and then close that off. All right, so that looks like everything we need right here. I don't think we need anything else, do we? No, that looks good. That looks good. Well, we will find, actually, you know what? Let's give this UL a class. Let's go landing page, social media links. It's being very specific on my end right there. Again, let's make sure everything's loading. All right, it is. Cool. So right now I want to pull in normalize from my gist online. So I'm going to go to GitHub. Hold on, I'm signing in on my other browser here. Let's go. Gist.github.com, will that work? Yes, so I'll show you right here. I've got this, and you can find it. It's on my profile. It's just a normalize gist, and it's set up as Sass. So if you're using Sass in your project, you can just go ahead and copy all of this into it, or download the file and use it that way. Whatever floats your boat. So to do this, let's go into our Sass base. I'm gonna add a file. It says normalize.sass, paste this in, save it, go to the directory, and then I'm going to import that normalize. Let's go back to Safari. There we go. You just saw everything shifted. It worked. Now there's no padding on the HTML or the body. Let's go ahead and just make sure that it's minimalizing our okay, no, so it's not compressing that. Why is that not working? Config.yaml compressed. Compressed style. That's weird. Let's pull it up in here and just see. I don't typically use Safari, but what the heck. Oh no, okay, there it's showing it. I guess Safari just displays it not minimized for whatever reason. Whatever. All right, so that is working. That's good. Next, we are going to want to go ahead and we're going to start working on these styles for this. These styles.sass, or style.sass, I should say, is what I call it. This is the one that I always put in my base here that I typically add all my variables to. Cool. Let's go ahead and import style, and let's go ahead and just create a couple of variables here. Font, stack, Helvetica, yeah, and then a sans serif font. I'm gonna set our primary color. Primary. And I don't remember what the primary is. Let's see. Oh, here, I can just copy it from here. Edit. All right. Got it. That is the primary. Cool. Now I'm going to add our base. Whoops. The base, I'm just going to be using black. And then I'm going to set our white point. And then that's just going to be pure white. Whoops. All right, cool. Now on the body, we're going to add just a couple styles here. We're going to set the font family to our font stack variable. Font size is going to be set to 100%. And then always got to add these right here. WebKit font Smoothing is anti-aliased. And then Moz OSX font. Smoothing set to grayscale. All right, let's go ahead, load this back up, refresh. All right, cool. Text looks much cleaner. Cool. Alrighty, that's gonna be it for that little bit right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start adding some styles for the entire landing page, and I'm gonna make that a layout just because it's a very large portion of the website landing page. And we're going to import landing page. All right, now let's pull this up and we're gonna start adding some styles here. Before we do that, let me just double check back and look and see what I got going. Sorry, so I know I got these two sections, but the first thing we want to do is reverse them in the actual view. So we're gonna do display flex, flex, direction, row, reverse, justify content, center, align items, center, and then I'm gonna give this a transition for everything inside of it. That way we can just make anything beneath, within this wrapper inherit this transition, and in turn, we can have one place where we can change it. Bezier. I've used this this curve before. I really like it. It's snappy, but it's not too snappy. All right, cool. Got that done. Now we need to go ahead and style our main and our side. I believe that's what main, side. All right, got that. Let's give this some styles. We're gonna make each of these display flex. Flex direction will be row. We want to justify content flex start. Oops. All right. Align items center, and that should align them vertically. We want to give each of those sections a width of 50% and a height of 100 viewport heights. And then transition is going to be inherit. Let's take a look really quick. There, it's taken up half, and now you see how this is on the right side compared to the left side where it typically would be. Like if I didn't have this set to row reverse, it would look like that, but we're gonna flip it. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna style our landing page image. See how easy it is to remember that now. Let's see what the width and height is gonna be. 510 by 510. 510. And then the height is also going to be 510. All right, margin, it's 0, 0, 0, and then negative 1, 2, 3, 30 pixels. And then we'll set the background. We'll give it an image, URL. Let me just go back, go into our image folder, and then grab our hero.jpg. Yeah. Is that written right here? I think that's right. Oh, there we go. Size cover. Hate when this does that. The autofill is kind of useful, but at the same time, it's very annoying at times. All right, let's see if there's anything else we need to add to this. Border radius of 2. And then I'm just going to make it inherit the transition as well. All right, that should be, if I'm correct, that should actually set this image right here exactly how it's supposed to be. Let's see. Cross your fingers. There we go. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. It worked. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to the code. Now we can go ahead. We're going to style, what is the name of this long class right here? Back one right here. Cool. All right, we're going to set the width of this to be 100%, so that it'll stretch as far as it can, and then we're going to set the max width to constrain it to what? It's like 400 pixels? 425. Yeah, 425. And then the height is going to be auto, but I am going to give it a max height of, let's group it together and see, 270. Let's go. I know the text is going to start wrapping when we get to mobile, so let's just go around 345. Nice, 3 numbers right in a row there. Padding. Padding will set to 0 on the top and bottom, and then 30 on the left and right for now. That way it has enough room on the side. Oops. All right. Refresh. All right, that's looking better. We're also going to need to set this margin properly. Let's see. Margin. It's not in the exact center. It's kind of pushed down a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll go with 30 from the top then. All right. Margin is gonna be 30 from the top and 0 everywhere else. And then again, transition is just going to inherit. Cool. Let's take another look at this. Got it. That's feeling pretty good. Let's go ahead and start styling that SVG now. We're going to give it a width of 100%. And that's just not going to change because it's constrained at 100 anyways, but whatever. H4. All right. All right, so the H4 here is where we're going to style that mission. Let's see what we got going. Let me ungroup this just so I can see it. So it looks like it's at 75% opacity. The font size is 20. How much space is here? About 10 pixels. Regular, not a heavy font weight. Cool. Let's go ahead and get some of that ready. Let's start with the opacity. 75%. Margin 10 pixels and 0. Color, we're going to use our base variable. which is set to black right now. Font size is going to be 1.25 rem based off of, I think, 16 pixels for 1 rem. I think that should equal to about 20. Font weight, we'll give this 400. Line height, I'm just going to set this to 1.5 rem. And then we need our letter spacing. And this is a little odd to convert. There's like a mathematical equation that you can look up for converting the actual like AV tracking to rems, or to pixels and then the rems, but that should work. Let's go ahead and refresh. Cool, that's looking pretty fly right there, I think. All right, let's go back to the code. Oops, not remove. Now we need to do our HR. Our horizontal rule, display inline block border none. Height, I believe, is 1 pixel. And let me double check the width. 50. Yeah, that's 1 pixel for the height. Width 50 pixels. And then the background for this is also going to be that base variable that we had set. Come back here, refresh, looking much better. Cool. Now we got to style this stuff. Let's go pull up our UL with landing page social media links. Got it. Oh man. Flex. Let's see. I'll go. I'll make it a little larger just so the target space is a little bigger. Let's go and try 30 for the height. And then we'll go 110 for the width. Margin 30 top, 0 right, 35 bottom, and then 0 on the left. And I want to set the padding for 0, and then the LI needs to have a list style of none. Width of each item here is going to be 30 pixels. Whoops. Height the same, 30 pixels. And then we can start styling the A. But before we do that, we need to go ahead. Let's just take a look at this real quick. Cool. Now we need to go ahead and add font awesome. So font awesome. Let's see how to use. Get started. Here we go. We can just use I think we should be able to just use this right here. Let's go back to the head and add this here. Now we need to add some icons. Search for the icons. Let's go ahead and... What was the order I put this in? I don't even remember. Index. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So let's go ahead and... Oh, we gotta add it here, I know. Let's look for Instagram. Cool. Got it. We're gonna copy this, and then that is going to go inside of the anchor tag. I do believe that is correct right there. Let's go back to Safari and grab Twitter. Go with this one, I suppose. We'll see. We shall see. And then Facebook. All right, which one to use here? Let's go with this one. I like the slightly more rounded corners. It feels a little closer to the Instagram logo. Add this here, and then now let's come over and refresh. All right, there we go. So we've got some icons there, but they're showing up blue. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. We want it to be, where is the design? Well, we didn't design those, but we want it to be black. I know that. That's why I put the black stroke on it. Let's go and head over to our SaaS. Where's SaaS? Here, landing page, SaaS. All right, anchor tags. Justify, content center, align items, center. Font size, it needs to be a little bigger. Let's go with 1.75 rem. Color. Base. Width. 100%, so it'll stretch all the 30 pixels, and the height will be the same thing. And then transition. Here I don't want to inherit it. I want it to be a little different. So we're going to go 0.1 S is in, out. And then for hover, right here, we're going to go ahead and just change the opacity to 0.5. Let's take a look at this now. That's looking better, but I didn't grab the right icon. Apparently I didn't copy it. Well, I think I remember what the code was for that. I think it was just Facebook Square. Yes, Facebook Square. All right, cool. So that's working. I'm pretty happy with that. That's almost everything right here, minus the actual, little input down there, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we are going to want to change a couple things at a couple different widths. I do know. First of all, let's just look and see how it feels going down. All right. Let's go here. We're going to add a media query. Screen and max width of, let's go 700 pixels. Landing page wrapper. And then main, and then landing page content wrapper. We're going to set the padding, let's just go 0 on top and bottom, and then 1 rem on the left and the right. SVG is going to be set to, I don't know why I did that. No, that's inside of there. SVG is going to be set to a transition of inherit and a width of 250 pixels. If I recall, that's what I put in the design here, or something close to it at least. 250 right on the nose. All right, let's take a look at that. Let's see what happens now. It should break. Well, all right, it's not bad. Right there's that break point. You kind of see how snappy, how it nicely like snaps down. I like that. Except it looks like it's popping back out. I don't know if it's. Maybe we need to add this here. Let's go with that. Inherit there, and I'll just remove it here. All right, so that's cool. And then there's another one that I want to do when it gets a little smaller. At media, screen, and max width of 475 is a good size. We're gonna do landing page wrapper. Main is gonna be given, not margin, main. We're going to give that a width of 100% because we want that to take over the full screen, and then we want the image to go away. And since the image is inside, to make it, you know, be animated a little nice and snappy, we're going to give it a width of 0. So it should like shrink off. Let's pull this back up, refresh it again, and did that not work? Oh, maybe the browser is not able to get down to that size. Although it should. Let's try it in Chrome again and see what's happening. I don't even know why I'm using Safari right now. Had it up earlier. Not right now, I'm not. Alright, let's see. There, that's the snap I wanted to see. It wasn't getting to the mobile size yet, so that's the snap. Look at that. I love that transition right there. It's so snappy, but it just feels nice. Whoops. What happened? I don't know what happened. All right. $700 comes right here. Snap. And then the next one. What's pushing this over here? Why is it scrolling? I'll have to take a look at that in a little bit. We'll get there. I think we need another little break point before all of those. Let's go ahead and add one up here. At media, screen, and do, we'll kind of split the difference a little bit and go 70-30. Now let's take a quick little look. I think that'll fix that issue we got going on. Refresh. Snap one, that's cool. I like that. And the text is not overflowing anywhere. Cool. I like that. Now we've got to go ahead and do the styling for the newsletter. I don't think that's going to take too much time to do. Let's go ahead. I'm going to close. No, leave that open. Let's make this a module just because if we do expand this site in the future, I know this newsletter input we are going to end up putting on multiple different things. Newsletter.sass, and then we're going to come here and import that. Newsletter. Cool. All right, now we got to grab some of the HTML and see what we're looking with. An ID here of MC underscore embed underscore sign up. So that's going to be pound to grab that. Box sizing, border box. I know we're going to need that. Take a look at that style real quick. Let's see how long is this across. 360 pixels across and it's 40 tall. Good to know. Width was going to be 100%. And I believe we set the width of the wrapper here. We set the width of the wrapper right here to be that. But we're going to constrain it anyways to be a little smaller since 360 is less than 425 or whatever it was. Let's set the max width to be 360 pixels right here. Just like that. Next we need the, let's see. Let's grab this one. It's inside here. We're gonna do display flex, direction row, flex grove 2, flex wrap, no wrap. All right, what's inside of there? The MC field group. Let's grab that. Also want to give this a flex grow of 2. And then I think the next thing is our input down here. I don't care about this. This isn't even going to be shown. So yeah, we're just going to start styling our inputs. So we've got input type email. It's got the class of email. And then we've also got an input down here for the MC subscribe. Okay, so anyways, we are going to use the input with the class of email. And we're going to start styling this. I don't know why I wrote that again. Height is going to be 40 pixels. %. Max width of, I don't really know. This is this input. Say it's about 275. All right, 275 pixels. What's the font size in here? 14. All right, it's going to be a little smaller than one rem. Font size we'll set to 0.875 rem. Color will be base. Font family, we're just going to call for the font stack. Font weight, we'll give 400. Not 400, 400, just 400. Border radius, we're going to have 2 pixels, so but it needs to be on the top left and bottom left, so it's going to be 2 pixels, 0, 0, 2 pixels. All right, that's good there. Border radius, not border, sorry. All right, next we're going to have line height. This is going to be 1.0. It's just going to be ever so slightly larger. All right, border, no border, well, none. Background. All right, here we're going to use something with Sass, so it's going to be transparentize. What happened? Transparentize. Okay. Why do I want it? There. Okay, that was weird. And then we're going to set this to our base, and then here we're just going to set this to 0.95. So I think it should technically be at 5% opacity here. Yeah. Alrighty. Next, we need to go ahead and set our margins and padding. Margin will be 0. Padding will be 0 on the top and bottom, but 10 pixels on the left and right. And again, set the box sizing to border box. And then we want the outline set to none so that we want to get rid of that blue when you click on the field. So if we set outline to none, I believe that should work. Cool. Let's see. Yep, that got rid of that. Next we can go ahead. We're going to want to set the input placeholder and give it a couple of styles. This is going to be color of our base variable with the opacity of about 30%. Let's give that a look. That looks pretty good right there. Next, we can come down here and we can work on the actual button right there for subscribing. So let's see, what was this called? MC embed subscribe. So I'm gonna use the input with the ID of MC embed subscribe. All right, transition. I don't want this to be anywhere near as snappy as the other one was, so we're just gonna go with this. Ease in, text align center. Whoops, that's not what I want. All right, width, the rest of that would need to be 85 pixels. Height is also going to be 40 pixels. All right, we're going to give it some padding, similar to the other one. So 0 on the top and bottom, 10 on the left and right. Set the background to our primary. The color of the text to our white variable. Border needs to be none. Then we need to set our border radius on here to the reverse of the other one. So it's 2 on the top right and bottom right. So it's going to be 0, 2 pixels, 2 pixels, 0. And then again, we're just going to set the font family to our font stack. Variable right there. Font size. Let's take a look at what this is. 14. All right, so that's going to be 0.875 rem. That's good. Font weight, it was bolder, so let's go ahead and set that to like whatever, 900. Letter spacing. Now, I think the bold had, yeah, the tracking has changed a little more on that. So let's go negative 0.025 rem. And that should work. Cursor, we do want to be pointer, box sizing, border box, and then outline of none on here as well. And then that label we saw, we want to remove that label. So we're just going to do display of none. And let's see if it looks like this. There we go. That's looking exactly how we want. Let's see what happens. That works. Yep, that works. Cool. That functions exactly how I wanted it to. So that's pretty good. There's a couple other things that I wanted to go ahead and add, and that's mainly in the head over here, and it's just gonna be for like the open graph stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding that in real quick. Content. That'll work. And then we also need to set a title for the Twitter. All right. Oh, this needs to be named though. Property. OG image, and then we'll set the content here to be site.base URL, assets, image, OG image.png, and that should work correctly here. And then we're also going to want to do this for the Twitter as well. This needs to be name. This needs to be Twitter. Blah, 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 blah. Let's just make sure that we are actually getting to this. Assets, image. Oh, there's a space there and it shouldn't be. Okay, now let's give that a try. I don't know why it doesn't want to. Interesting. Did I type that in wrong? I may have typed that in wrong. Image. What do we name our file? Assets. Image, and then, oh wow, I'm blind. Forgot the freaking A. All right, let's go back here and give this another try. Let's grab this, put it at the end. Okay, I have actually never ever seen that before in my lifetime. What the heck? Oh, it's because I'm viewing the source. I need to add it here. That was weird. Never done that before. All right, cool. So that's working. That link's good. Let's go back and add a few more lines of code here. So now that we got the image, we want to go ahead and add the meta for the description. So this is going to be property description, well, OG description content equals the site dot description that we had, and then again, same thing with Twitter here, name Twitter, and then everything else there should be good. All right, couple more things and we're almost done with this, I believe, which is not bad. I think it's only been about almost an hour and a half or something like that. Meta property. This is going to be the OG type that we need, and that content is going to be website. There's 4 that you need. It's title, image, description, and type. Well, and I think URL is one of them is optional. I just can't. I think description is optional actually, but don't take my word for that. Go ahead and just go look it up. It's really easy to find online. Meta property OG URL content equals, we're going to do this same bit of code we had right here. Just going to copy and paste it in. All right, meta name equals Twitter site content equals, and we're going to use a variable that we set up of site.twitter username. I believe we set that up, right? Twitter username. Cool. And then last but not least on here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add meta name equals Twitter card and set the content to summary large image. All right. So that looks like everything we need going on right there. I don't think there's anything else we need. That's everything styled properly. Everything's looking good. That's just the flash of unstyled stuff. Yeah, everything looks good, responsive. Let me just pull it up in like an iPhone. Cool. That looks like everything we're going to need right there. I don't think we need to do anything else at all. I mean, you could add analytics to this if you wanted, and you could just go ahead and stick it right here in the head tag. But, yeah, I think that's it. All right. Wow, that was a long video, but I'm glad we did it. We finished. We got this website designed and developed in only a few hours, which I think is pretty awesome. I really love the website. They like it, although I want to hear what they think now that they see it actually developed. I'm sure they will still like it as well. But anyways, I think that's pretty fun to do on this YouTube channel. Actually, these small projects I really enjoy because I get to just take it and I can fit it into the YouTube schedule a little more than trying to take the YouTube schedule and fit it into a new project. Anyways, I really like this project and I hope I get more like this in the near future. It's just fun to do on this channel. So let me know what you guys think about it. Did you like how we did this? Would you prefer me to do this in a different way? This is a learning experience for both you and I. I want to teach you guys, but at the same time, I want you guys to teach me how I can teach you better, if that makes sense. So anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, because you guys are the people who really make this channel happen. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be able to dump this much time and energy into this channel. So as this community grows, I'm able to spend more and more time, developing this channel and creating more videos. So anyways, if you also really like the videos that I'm creating, you can go on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/Zachary R. Newton, where you can help support this channel and help me create better videos every week for you guys. So anyways, that's it for today. I will catch you in the next one.